Hello YouTube and welcome to my first review of the Bragi Headphone. This is going to be a short overview highlighting the items that came in the package. Now from the left is the external packaging, and to the right we have the warranty, we have the comply promotional package, which comes with the comply tips, which I'll get into in a little bit. We have the standard fit tips, additional Bragi stickers, the quick start guide, micro USB, the Bragi outer case, the inner case, which is used for charging, and the headphones themselves. As you can see, they have these magnetic tips on the underside of it, as well as the gold pins that you see, as well as an external microphone for audio transparency, which I'll also get into in a little bit. And the right earpiece also has controls for up and down volume, as well as pause and playback. And the underside also has an additional set of pins and a magnetic tip. So at this moment I'm using the right earpiece to show you guys, or at least to try and show you guys, how good the audio quality is when using the headphone as a microphone. So far it seems good to me. I don't have any complaints. I've made several phone calls between friends and family and they haven't noticed any quality issues. They didn't ask me to repeat myself at all when speaking to them. They just said they heard me the first time around, so that was good. I've tried using it with Apple Music and it seems okay. They're not as loud as other headphones could be, but for my purposes they're loud enough. And because these things were made in Germany, I think, there's a certain law that they have to follow. It states that audio devices can't exceed a certain decibel count. So two things that I like about the headphones are the audio transparency feature and the comply foam tips that came with the headphones. Now, audio transparency is a feature that when it's activated using the right earpiece, the outward facing microphones that you can see here on the left earpiece, that is also on the right earpiece, will activate, and any sounds within your environment will pass through the headphones. This way you can actually hear your surroundings while using the headphones themselves. It's a very convenient feature. I use it all the time when I'm walking around. It's nice to have them in your ears and listening to your tunes, while at the same time still being aware of your surroundings when you're traversing the city. The second thing that I want to talk about is the comply tips that came with the headphone. And what I like about these compared to the standard fit tips is that these guys are very comfortable in your ears, and once you have them in for any length of time, there is no feeling of irritation whatsoever. If you're taking them out, you're taking them out because you're done using the headphones, not because it was nagging you in your ears, not because it's an itching feeling. These things are practically non-existent with the comply tips. But one of the things that I don't like about the comply tips is that when I checked out the complyfoam.com website, as you see here, these things are expensive, and we're talking $20 for every 3 pairs. Now, why I say they're expensive is because I've had the headphones for some time, and I went through my first pair of comply tips in about 2 weeks. I emailed Bragi, and fortunately they were kind enough to send me a replacement pair. Thank you, by the way. But with that in mind, if I'm going through these things every 2-3 weeks, then I'm looking at Comply Tips as a rather expensive accessory. So just keep that in mind. You know, if you guys are gonna go the Comply route, just handle them with care, because these things are delicate, and if you're gonna buy these things from Comply, you're only getting 3 in a pack. So just keep that in mind. So Bragi estimates that you'll get 6 hours of battery life out of the headphones, and I feel like that's a good estimate in my use case. I can go through much of my day using the headphones and have some charge left by the time I get home. For some people, they may be using it all day, and maybe the 6 hours is just not long enough for them. But I guess to each their own. You know, you have to find, you know, what kind of device works for you, and you know, how long you want to use it and how long you want it to last for you. But in my case, 6 hours seems good. I'll use it on the train, I'll use it to listen to music, I'll use it to play video games, I'll use it to watch a TV show or two. And during those times when I'm using it, I'm not concerned at all with battery. The only time I'm actually concerned is when I'm home and I'm ready to go to bed. And my habit is I always charge all my devices for the next day. So yeah, with regards to battery life, it seems good enough for me. Will it be good enough for you? Well, that's for you to decide. So with regards to the Bluetooth connectivity between the Bragi headphone and my iPhone, I feel that it's good as long as you have the phone on the same side as the right earpiece. And what I mean is, as long as you have the phone in your right pocket or in your right back pocket, that's where I keep my phone most of the time, 95% of the time actually. If it's in your right hand, then the connection's good. But if it's in your left pocket, or if it's in your left rear pocket, there's a chance that the connection will be disrupted between the two. It'll probably disrupt for maybe a fraction of a second, half of a second, but 9 times out of 10, the connection reestablishes itself rather quickly. So just keep that in mind when trying to figure out, oh, what's going on? My Bluetooth keeps chipping in and out. Oh, well, maybe there's something between the headphone and the phone in question that keeps causing it to be chipped out, you know? One more thing I wanted to mention is the issue of lag, audio lag with the headphones. Now, when you're listening to music, you won't notice it. But if you're playing video games, like a gaming app on your phone, you will notice that the action takes place on screen and the audio doesn't come in until maybe a fraction of a second after the action on screen has already taken place. So what I mean is, if you're playing a game that uses sound as a way for you to interact with the app, the lag that takes place between your phone and the headphone would be enough to disrupt your ability to play that game. So just keep that in mind. I don't think this issue is exclusive to Bragi. I think it's a universal issue with Bluetooth. And hopefully, as time goes on, you know, the guys in charge of, you know, creating Bluetooth and improving on it will improve on it enough that lag will no longer be an issue. So this completes the review of the Bragi headphones. I feel like they're a good purchase. Even though the battery life is 6 hours, they serve my purposes. Just commuting through the day. Just turn them on, use them for a while, turn them off again. I do like the compli tips that came with them. They're very comfortable in the ears and there's no feeling of them falling out. So, some of those who might be concerned about them slipping out while you're on the go should find some relief in that. Yeah, so this completes the review of the headphone. Truly wireless earphones. Have a good day.